this is wild, man. I'm going to show you today. I did 7.5 years in Arizona State Prison, and I'm going to show you today that what we order from the canteen and what we basically live on in prison, because the prison food's not very good, and let's face it, not many people even go there to eat. It's just I mean, if you first got in and you've got no money, you do eat there, but within 3 weeks you're calling home asking for money on your books just so you can have your own food. These are a couple of the prison recipes that we do. They're tasty, probably not healthy at all, but hey, it's better than prison food. Your basics are your refried beans, stewed steak. Now this wouldn't be in a can, this would be in it's called beef tips and it's in like a bag, but I can't get that in England, so it's an alternative. Cheese Ritz crackers, cheese. These are a lifesaver. They're like, you get like 4 for $1, and like so much things you can do with them. Rice. They're just pork scratchings. What these are mainly used for is that a lot of the Mexicans like to make like soups, and they put these in them. I don't personally like them because it goes soggy, but they call them chicharrones. So they mainly put it in a thing called menudo. I won't be making that today because I think it's disgusting. Your tortilla chips, and of course your tortillas, and your pepperoni. First recipe I'm going to do today is bagels, hot bagels. I'm going to do a couple of cheese and tuna for the healthy people, and then pepperoni and cheese. Just put a couple of these stuff away, get back to them, give yourself a bit of room. Right. First thing you do, you get yourself a bin bag. Now these are black. The ones in prison are clear, because everything in prison is clear, so they can see through it, obviously. And all you do, you get yourself a blade. These are the cheap, nasty blades that they give you in prison. They really do. Like, the only good thing for them really is to make food. I advise you just to grow a beard. And your nail clipper. Your nail clipper is used for several different things. So basically, you've got your blade, take it out, you get your blade, put that to one side. You get your bin bag, you cut it, and you make a square. That is for one, it's for you where to build your food on. For two, it's also to wrap your food in. Because what you would have, I couldn't also get this, is you'd have an ice chest, and within the ice chest you'd put water in it, and you'd put like a good half a cup of salt. And you think, well, what the fuck's the salt for? Well, what the salt actually does is, when you put your stinger in, a stinger is something that they give you to heat water up. It's an element, it's just you plug it into the wall, and it's a stinger. Look it up on Amazon what stinger is. It's just a curly thing like that with an element, and you plug it in and it heats your water up. When you get 2 or 3 of them, well, you got only actually get 2 because you've only got 2 plug points. And where your bed is there, you've got a metal table there, and you've got your cabinet there. You've got to put your TV to one side or put it on in between you and your celly. And so you've got room. What a lot of people do when they're cooking, and you're doing prison cooking, you tend to just take the mattress, take it off the bed, because it's just metal, and then you've got a whole surface then to cook with. So you got them, so now you've got your square. There's your square there, right? get your bagels. Now obviously in prison you don't have nothing like metal forks or metal knives or anything like that. It's kind of like kiddie stuff, but this is generally the basic stuff that you use. A lot of people also, you've got an ID, and a lot of people also use their ID card for chopping things up. Just cut your bagel. Don't worry about the hole. Right, so there's one bagel. There's no point in doing one at a time. Because generally when you're cooking for a whole load of people. You'll end up having to make like 30 of these. Because you don't just give one person one bagel. They have like 2 or 3 bagels. There's the other bagel, doesn't matter about that. The second thing you do is you get cheese slice. It's all stuff you can buy in the canteen, this is nothing that you have to hit the kitchen lads up for. Cheese slice is basically just to cover the hole, plus flavour. Right, cheese slice. Then, say you're having pepperoni, you get your pepperoni, once again, you can buy it at the store. Now don't be a tight ass when you're doing these, because you know, there's no point in putting, it's all about flavour. I'd say 5 pepperonis on each one, maybe 6. What generally happens is, you don't buy all the food yourself. When you're cooking for say like a group of lads, it could be a young lad's birthday, and it's in prison, and white boys, like, and not just white boys, all races do it, so all the youngsters and all that. You look after them. The knuckleheads, and they'll want to fight and all that, but you just rein them in, and you end up just teaching them some good things. Not all of them listen. Some, I mean, youngsters are youngsters, everyone was a youngster, right? But when it's the birthday and stuff like that, you tend to just, you know, you get together, make a bit of food, make sure that people know he's well, he's a part of you. He's not just isolated. Because once you isolate a youngster, all he's going to do is rebel and rebel and rebel, and they're a pain in the fucking ass. Because you end up having to school them then and punch them. And you don't want to do that. Cheese spread, you can get that in the store. Now it's a pain in the ass having to use this stuff, but hey, if you want to be a naughty boy and go to prison, you have to use plastic tools. This doesn't have to be too chefy, by the way, you just stick it on. As you can tell. You got that. Now, come to your spices. It's, where are we going? We're going jalapeno. Bit more kiddie stuff. Where we was in Arizona, jalapeno is just like basically a breath mint, because no matter what food you have jalapeno on it. That's the jalapeno. Now, the other stuff that you will put on it, and you actually have to, you have friends, of course you have friends in prison, but you have the people who work in the kitchen, and the lads who work in the kitchen, you'll give them, say, like, I don't know, like 2 bags of tuna, which is about $5, and in return you get like onion, tomato, and your allspice. Well, it's not allspice. All it is salt, pepper, paprika, and cayenne pepper. So anyway, stick a couple of onions on. Okay. Tomato. You say tomato, I say tomato. Okay. Now you don't have to be too precise doing all this, 'cause don't forget you've got to make like 30 of the fuckers. And your spice. Well, seasoning actually. Okay. Bam. Bam. Put them together like that. Your favourite, this is probably the most expensive item you're actually going to have to buy. To get a roll of this, you get a big fat roll from the kitchen lads, but it costs like $10. The reason why it costs so much is because it's so hard for them to get out. They've got to put that down the trousers and walk out the kitchen. Do that. Now basically you just wrap, tie, and then you've got your ice chest with your water bubbling. Just put it in, 30 to 40 minutes, you've got a good one.